there was a point where you really stepped your game up?
Like if you flip over a rock and you have a bunch of size 20s, why would you throw a 18?
How do you approach, and how did you approach this water that you really have never fished before?
That's the biggest thing that I've learned over the years from Ben that changed a lot of stuff. It's like they've never had Burger King that good.
Yeah.
Like it was like
This Austin guy is pretty good on the streams.
fishing. That's all I can think about. Fishing.
The Eat, Sleep, Fly, Fish Show.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Fly, Fish podcast. I'm Roger Wilson, back again. Thank goodness not 3 or 4 years since my next podcast. It's only been about a month, but I'm here with Austin Shoemaker, Fly Fishing Team USA and World Team, right?
Yep.
So thanks for coming on the podcast.
I appreciate you having me.
What I want to do is talk a little bit about your background. Like, so where are you from?
I was born in Asheville, North Carolina,
Okay.
and I was raised in Canton, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yep.
And you said you went to high school with old Ben Green.
Ben Green, yeah. He's a good one. Yeah.
All right. And what high school did you go to? Was that Swain?
Pisgah.
Pisgah.
I went to Pisgah, and then I finished up at Central Haywood,
Okay.
which is Clyde, North Carolina.
All right.
Yep.
And when did you first get exposed to fishing?
Ooh, early.
Early?
Yeah, we had a trailer at Chatoog.
Okay.
So we take family trips to
That's Lake
the
Chatoog,
Lake
right?
Chatoog,
Okay.
yeah, in Hiwassee, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, we go out there during the summers and spring and fish off the boat dock. We had a little paddle boat.
7 or 8 or?
Oh, younger than that probably. I'd say 3, 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were gear fishing, I guess?
Yeah.
The old
Yes.
Zebco 33?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Slinging
Zebco
worms
33.
and-
Yeah, night crawlers, red wigglers, whatever
Yeah.
I can get, digging
Cool.
under rocks. Yep.
Did you, now, when did you first expose to fly fishing?
So I think that was when we used to stay at KOA Campground in Cherokee. So growing up, we would go there as well, and I would see people out there just
In the
fly
ponds,
fishing.
right?
In the ponds, I'd fish the ponds, and me and my dad and my grandpa would go into the river behind the KOA, and I'd see people fly fishing, but I done the spin fishing.
Yeah.
So and then that progressed, and I think I was 10, 11. I asked for a fly rod for Christmas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll give it a try, huh?
Yeah, I got a tying vise and everything, and
Nice.
it took off from there. So,
Now, what was your first fly rod?
oh geez, it was a Dogwood Canyon.
Dogwood Canyon. Is
Dogwood
that a
Canyon.
Cabela or a?
Cabela's.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And it might have been I had one that was a White River too.
Okay.
Old school. I think it was probably from Walmart.
Well, I was getting ready to say, I was like, all right, Dogwood, that's Cabela. That's because I was thinking of my first fly rod, which is way, way back. How old are you now?
35.
35.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and Bradley's close to the same
Yeah.
age then.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's very interesting that you kind of got your first exposure at the KOA campground there in Cherokee, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's where you caught your first trout on the fly?
Yep.
Is at those campgrounds?
Yep.
Okay.
KOA. Yeah.
So you see people out there and you're like, hey, give me one of those for Christmas. I'm going to get out there and try it with them.
Yeah,
And
pretty
then you-
much. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you just, now a lot of those kits, they would come with like some flies and a leader and a
Right.
fly line.
Yep,
So
all of
you
that.
put one of them flies on there and
Oh,
fished
yeah.
it and caught one?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
It might have fell apart after the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you? So, all right, let's come up. Did you start fishing more often, fly fishing, or did you decide you wanted to get better at it, or what? Like,
It was kind of on and off. I didn't really get into it until I was probably pushing 20 years old, 19, 20.
okay,
And then I was like, I'm going to fly
after
fish.
high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to fly fish, spin rod. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to give this a go. So
Now, I imagine you had your boyhood dreams of what you wanted to do when you grew up. Do you remember what any of those were?
I think I wanted to be a machine engineer like my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was like, maybe I want to be a video game designer. And I was like, that kind of just all settled down. And I was like, fishing. That's all I could think about. Fishing.
Yeah. Now I know you've played with some 3D printing and different things, right? So,
me and my dad will mess around with the 3D, design some stuff, and I made a few things for fly fishing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you had the tippet holder.
Yeah, I made a tippet holder for a trout hunter. I done a few low strip guides for like say GSNs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That is cool. Well, I didn't realize that was your father's background, or what you wanted to do when you grew up.
Yeah.
So now you're after high school. You got the bug, and did you have anybody kind of showing you different things, or?
No, I just done it by myself for a while, and then I found out about the competitive scene, and I knew Ricky Osmar.
Okay.
So I contacted him, and I was like, "Hey, man, what does it take to, see where abilities line up with other people?" And he's like, "Well, let's go fish one day on the Nantahala." So I got dropped off, and we went from there. And that was, I was 20. I don't even know, 20, maybe 23, 22, 23,
Okay.
somewhere around there.
So it's 15 so years ago, right? That's probably when I started comp fishing, I would say, around that,
Long time ago,
around that
yeah.
place. So at that time, before you started comp fishing, were you mostly dry flies, like Adams and?
A little mix.
Really?
Yeah.
You're doing some nymphing too? Or?
Yeah, we called it high sticking back then.
Okay.
Yeah, so no cider material, just a tapered leader with a long section of tippet.
Okay.
Just
Now, where did you learn about high sticking?
I just took the indicator off.
Okay.
Yeah, Jonathan's Creek, through Jonathan's Creek in Maggie Valley.
Okay.
That's pretty much where I started doing that.
And were you catching fish pretty regular before you started comp fishing, or were you kind of struggling with it?
I think it developed over the years. It was kind of rough at first, but then when I got in touch with like Ricky, it kind of took off from there. So,
well, that's one thing I've noticed is competition fly fishing. Some people don't like it. They don't think it's good to compete and count fish and all that because it's supposed to be a peaceful sport and all this, and it is. But what I found, the reason I got into comp fishing is because I wanted to learn more about it. And I found that's like once I started competing, I started learning more and I started catching more fish, in just regular fishing. So it sounds like that's kind of the route you experienced too, right?
Like just being out at the competitions, being able to watch people that have higher skill sets than yourself, and you build pretty fast off of it.
Yeah.
Being able to experience stuff like that.
Because a lot of competitions you fish, but then you also judge, right?
Right.
And when you're judging, you're really watching somebody fish, and a lot of times you get to watch somebody that's really good, right?
Exactly.
And a lot of times you're judging the water you just fished, so now maybe you get to see someone fish the water that you just fished, and they do things different, right? And it's like
totally different.
Yeah. I've actually had
Totally
that happen many, many times where somebody come through and fish it after I do, and like, gosh, why didn't I fish that spot? Well, we're here at the Nantahala Outdoor Center, and I just saw a paddle float by, so somebody's lost their paddle. But man, you're talking about a beautiful day, and the water's up. We done a little fishing this morning because you're Well, let's not jump ahead here. So, so you're into competition fishing now, and were there many comps? So that would have been what year probably? 2015, 14, somewhere
14, 15, 16,
okay.
Somewhere around there.
And what competitions were you fishing in?
I think the first one that I competed in was with Ricky. I think it was a Monster Quest on the Sequoia. Yeah, I think we ended up getting 4th place and beat by a few centimeters.
Okay, so you got to partner up. And he
with
helped
Ricky.
you with some things.
Yeah.
You know, Ricky's not that old, but it seems like he's been around forever, doesn't it?
It does.
And
I think it's like 24 to 26
And
now.
he's helped how many people?
A lot,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was he, like 10 when he was helping you or
Like
something?
13, 12.
We'll have to get him on here and
Yeah,
talk about
that'd
some
be cool.
things. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So the Monster Quest, you said you finished, what,
It was
3rd
like
or 4th?
Fourth, I
All
think
right.
4th. I can't really remember. I think maybe Jacob might have won it, and then I don't even remember second, but I think Gabe and Cassie, Gabe
Okay.
Witosh and Cassie got 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. That was a long time
Yeah.
ago.
So then that's when it bug bit you, huh?
Oh yeah, I had to do it.
Got to get better.
All
right?
of them. I had to do all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then did you pretty much start dedicating, spend a lot of time on the water and
Yeah.
working more with Ricky, or did you work with some other folks?
It was Ricky, and I had a few buddies. Josh Taylor, we fished together a lot. Josh Smith, Joseph Steins. Who else was there? Matthew Little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah.
I think I first met you at a competition. I believe it was a Casting for Hope tournament. And
Big Rock Creek.
Yeah,
Little Rock Creek.
and they would have like a fall tournament and the big gold event right in the spring. And I
Right.
think this was a fall tournament.
like
if I
the
remember.
two-man team.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I fished it, and you were like, "How'd you do?" And you were very, very nice to me. And I was like, "Man, that is a good guy right there," because you asked a lot of questions, and I appreciate that. Yeah, you were actually one of the first few guys I met competition fishing, but that was that fall tournament was a lot of fun, and those fish would come up out of I guess it was is it Big Rock Creek or?
Those are the ones that barely fit in the score tray.
That's right. Yeah, and
like hanging out.
And I remember I wanted to fish that one as many as, how often do you get to catch fish like that? You know, I was like, I'll fish every one they have because this is so much fun, and you just see big, giant fish everywhere. But, you don't worry about tippet size. You just put on whatever you can to land big whales,
Hope
right?
your hooks don't bend out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hope you got a
It'll
good
do it,
batch.
yeah.
Yeah. So, so did you start finding yourself on the podium a little more often as you worked harder? Or?
Yeah, it was. I was anywhere from top 5, I'd say.
Okay.
Top 5, top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends.
And then I guess then at some point you hear about Fly Fishing Team USA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of set that as a goal.
Yeah, that was back in 2022 when we had the new, like they redone the whole cycle system. So 2022 was the regional cycle.
Okay.
And that was a whole year, and you have to rank I don't know if it's top 5 or top 10 in your region.
Yeah.
And then you get invited to interregionals.
Okay.
That was 2023. So 2022 was
not that long ago, right?
No.
So, you had aspirations to get on the team before that, though, right? I mean, before they changed the cycles, but
it's always been in the back of my head.
Yeah.
To try for it, but I wasn't ready.
Right.
So.
Right. You hadn't fully dedicated.
Right. Yeah.
But I think too, don't you feel like in 22 when the point system changed, it provided a clear pathway or a clearer pathway to get on the team? Because they laid it out pretty simple, right? Like you finish top 10 in your region, and you're like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Done that many times before. And then you get invited to an interregional, how you do well there, and then you fish the nationals, and then you add all those up, right?
Right.
And
so it's your regional ranking, and then it's I think now it is you can compete in 3 interregionals, and then take your top 2 placings.
Yeah.
And that'll get counted towards your regional score.
So when they first made this change, you started hitting these tournaments locally, right, to finish top 10 in your region. And I want to say you finished 1 or 2. Did you finish first or second in that year?
2022, I think I won the region.
Okay. All right. And for the ranking, right?
Yes. Yep.
And then the regional was here. Was it here in North Carolina? Was it Cherokee?
There was, I think I competed in that year was Colorado.
Oh, that's right.
And then North Carolina.
You had
and
several
New
different
York.
options, right?
Right, yeah.
So did you podium in any of the regionals?
I think the closest one was out here in the Southeast. I think I got 4th.
Okay.
I got 4th.
And then you fished the nationals.
Nationals, and I think it was out here.
Yeah.
It was in North Carolina, and I think I placed, it was 8th or 9th.
Okay. But you add all those up, and that gave you enough points to be on the team, right?
Yep, it's top 15.
So you met your goal. Now you're on Team USA. But I think during that whole after the point cycle changed, I think anglers started noticing this Austin guy is pretty good on the streams. Like he's pretty tough.
Too much credit.
Huh?
Too much credit.
No, because I don't know many people that get selected for the world team. Was it the first year you made Team USA, you got on the world team?
I think it was halfway through. I mean, because of the worlds, we had to run one of our interregionals early, so we ran it last September.
Okay.
And that was in Idaho. So I think it was during the regional cycle I was asked.
Yeah.
After France, after the World Championship in France.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, so I remember competing against you and with you for several years, and there was a point where you really stepped your game up. It was probably around that time frame, wasn't it, when they changed the point cycle? Or?
I think it was a year before.
Okay, a year before.
It was like 2021.
Yeah,
like right after COVID.
But I remember, if Austin's in the field, he's going to be competitive, and then or like if he's in my group, he's going to be. The narrative changed to. Yeah, Austin's he's probably going to win this, or he's going to finish. It's either going to be 1, 2, or 3. I mean, that's just you really raised your game to a level that I've always said there's a lot of different stages of fly anglers, and there's some that are pretty good and they're going to win every now and then. But there's some that just have a different level and they just are consistent. And you're definitely in that group. And when you think about our world team now with Michael Bradley, Mike Kimura, Jack, Devin, and then yourself, I didn't leave anybody out, did I? On the world team.
Cody.
And Cody. I mean,
can't forget Cody.
That is definitely, if I was naming my top 6 or 7 anglers in the country that I knew and have watched fish, that is the best in the country. So, I mean, congratulations, man. Hard work pays off, and
very blessed.
It's been really cool to watch, especially with, knowing your kind of dream was to be on Team USA, and then when you made the team, I was like, that's sweet. And then you get invited to the world team. Yeah, I'm like, oh, wow, this is incredible, because you're talking about such a minority of people that get selected. So that's really cool. So you get to go to your first world championship.
Yep.
And so tell me a little bit about that.
different.
Different?
Yeah, the culture over there, it's just.
Now, let me ask you this. Had you been out of the country before that point?
Nope, first time.
All right.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's different.
Yeah.
The food's different. Tastes
better
a lot
is
better.
what you said.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
It's like they've never had Burger King that good.
Yeah.
Like it was like fresh. And I had the best burger from this restaurant. I don't know what they done to it, but
you said
everybody's like,
don't eat.
Yeah,
even
the
pickles,
were crunchy. Everybody's like, don't eat the meat out there. And I was like, I'm having me a hamburger. Best hamburger of my life. And it was like the pizza, just like it was cool. Like the little towns had like cobblestones and stuff.
In the roads?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was
like you step back in time almost.
Yeah, it's kind of like here. It's just like not as many mountains. It's kind of like knolls and like rolling hills.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, the water is kind of like a tannic color.
Yes.
So it's like you step off, you don't know where you're going.
That dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. It's like coffee, but watered down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just catching different species of fish. Like we have roaches. Like in North Carolina, we have roaches and chubs, but the chubs out there are different.
Bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were talking earlier about them eating dry flies.
Yeah.
It was
crazy.
I wish trout ate dry flies like that and held on to it. But the culture was cool. Just getting to go and experience a different part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought, humbled. I never thought it would happen.
Yeah.
So.
Representing your country. Doing a sport you love. I mean, how cool is that? Mm-hmm. So you get off the plane, and so you and Bradley flew together,
Yep,
right?
flew together.
So they're like, let's go hit the water, right? And just.
Oh, right when we got there, we like rushed to the river.
Yeah.
It took us a minute to catch some because it was like, I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
It was very different.
Yeah.
They ate different. Some of the not wild rainbows, the wild browns were cool. The stocked fish were on steroids.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Like they would pull so hard.
He said it was unbelievable how strong those fish were.
I don't know what they feed them, but it's like shoulders.
Yeah,
I hooked one on a streamer during practice, and it like took me 150 yards downstream. Just.
Did you land it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How big was it?
It was like 16 inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rainbow.
But it was probably like 4 or 5 inches thick.
Healthy fish.
Like thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was your first fish a rainbow or brown or a chub?
I think it was a brown, and then I caught a roach, and then it was chubs.
Okay. Now I've never heard of roach before. But is that like a?
I think it's kind of. Don't really look like a chub.
Okay.
How do I explain it? It's got red eyes, right?
Yeah.
It's got red eyes, but it's kind of shaped oblong and has like a reddish, orangish tail.
Okay.
And it's kind of got the scales of like a chub, but it's
kind of like a
weird,
carp, like a
kind of like a carp, but they're like
eyes?
skinny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
They fight good?
No, not really.
Not really.
You hook them and they just pull them out.
Did they count in the tournament?
Yeah, everything counted.
That was weird. Yeah. I'd never seen that before. So did you start? Now you guys had some intel from the youth team because they'd been over there. But did you try some of your flies, like the Austin flies?
Yeah,
did
I tried a few, but
no,
not really any luck.
Okay.
So there was a fly that I came up with for the Otava, for the grayling, and it worked pretty good. But other than that, all the other flies I had from back home didn't do anything. Junk.
So did they act different, the fish?
It was one day it was kind of different. Sometimes they would eat like regularly, and then sometimes you would have to animate your fly.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
But a lot different than fish that you've caught over here because
here they'll eat it about the same way. It was just the whole thing was different.
Yeah.
Like it was just a learning experience.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I heard you also roomed with Devin.
Yeah, old Devin.
So did you aggravate him
a
school kid?
Picking his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you learn some nuggets?
Oh, yeah. We talked lake fishing and leaders and all that good stuff, and about flies and what hooks he preferred over other hooks and why. And,
yeah.
you know.
Well, now, so Devin's been fishing on a world level for a long, long time, probably way before you got into fly fishing.
Yeah. I think he's been to like 15 world championships.
Yeah, and no doubt you had heard his name
Yeah.
as you're learning competition, right? And
Yeah.
he's kind of like the guy, right? And then here you are.
Yeah.
You know.
Rooming with Devin.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. We got to hang out. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So now let's just talk about, so you get to the river the first time, and maybe just for some of the listeners, maybe to help them out a little bit. How do you approach, and how did you approach this water that you really have never fished before? Like what are you thinking? Like,
I like watching.
Yeah.
For, at least 10, 15 minutes to see what's going on. So if I can see any fish rising or, see bubble lines. Bubble lines dead giveaway.
Of where they'll be, right?
Where they'll be, and then I kind of go out there and I like to start dry dropping mostly. I don't like always going straight to the bottom because I don't like picking fish up through fish.
Yeah.
I like to start from the top and work my way down.
Yeah.
And then just do process of elimination with my flies.
Okay.
I like to find one or two flies that work, consistently, and then I work through, okay, fish were in this type of water and not in this type of water. So I don't want to waste.
Eliminate.
Process of elimination for water. So I don't want to spend most of my time in water that doesn't hold fish. I want to spend the majority of my time in water that has fish.
Right.
Consistent fish.
Right.
So I fish kind of fast. So once you figure out the one or two flies, I kind of fish through it pretty quick after I find out the type of water they're in, and I'll fish it, and I'll come back through, and I'll fish off the side of where I caught the other fish. So
kind of the edges,
just
right?
out of the edges or the tail outs, and just see if I can pick up, 4 or 5 more fish.
Kind of A and B type water.
Right, yeah.
Okay. What about, like, the size of your flies? Like, do you have a starting place, or?
So we have a lot of stock fish here, so normally I don't start with junk.
Okay.
I always start natural.
Okay.
Because I have had, times where I would throw junk and I would shut the whole pod down. And I'm like, oh, well, I got to leave these and come back. And then I throw naturals 15 minutes later and I'll start picking them up. So I think.
Because they're flashy, they're they can spook them,
and I mean, it just depends on pressure. Like if you know somebody before you that's a really solid angler goes through there and they hit it with junk, and you might want to let it rest for a little bit and not start with something bright and flashy. So I kind of throw drab flies 90% of the time when I start off, unless I know I'm fishing it very first.
Okay.
And then I'll.
What about the size of the fly?
Size, it varies. Depends on the pattern.
Okay.
So I normally throw small, and it depends on if it's like a offset bead or a tungsten bead, what I can fit on a smaller hook.
Okay.
So normally it's pretty small. I mean, I think the biggest nymph that I've thrown recently is probably a 16. Do
you think
18.
In terms of this is a freestone, or this is freestone bugs might be a little bigger, tailwater, smaller bugs, you kind of keep
just
that
flip over a
rule.
rock and find a general size.
Okay.
Like if you flip over a rock and you have a bunch of size 20s, why would you throw a 18 or a 16,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Try to average out the size.
Black,
brown, or olive.
So you guys show up to the water, and I guess you looked around a little bit, and Bradley said he saw risers like right off the bat. Just kind of told you where the fish might be holding, and then you, I guess you started out with some of your. Did you start out with some of your flies first, like your comfort zone flies, or did you go to your intail?
I went to the intail.
Okay.
So I went. Antonin was our guide, so we had flies that we tied before we got to check. So I tried and cycled through those, and I'm like, dang, this is tough. I didn't get a fish for a while, and I finally found one in there that they would eat pretty consistently, and then it was dries. Like after that, it was dries. Yeah, dry dropping, skating it, animating it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's pretty interesting. So you started picking them up, and did you guys, like, as far as from a team approach, you go back to the room or cabin or whatever, and you talk about what you did, the flies at work, where you found fish?
Yeah, we'd have a meeting every night. And before the competition, where we were in our first house, we would have like tying knots and stuff, and
Okay.
we would take a little box and we would throw our most productive flies into a little hook box.
Okay.
And so we would just tie them up, and I would help out if anybody needed their flies tied. I would get their hooks, because some of them are used to prefer a different hook over others, so it's like
okay.
their confidence thing.
Okay.
So they would give me hooks and beads, and I would just tie what they needed tied, which was pretty cool. They trust me with that stuff, so
yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Well, and how, you built like an all-star fly box is what you guys did,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah. We done the same thing for the lake.
Okay.
So we had a lake practice too, and then we took all the flies that we had, like intel from Antonin, and what we done on the bank sessions. We just pile all of our confidence stuff in one big lake box.
Yeah.
So.
And how huge is having choices and having plenty of flies in your box?
I think sometimes it can get overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like having too many.
Yeah. Too many options.
Too many options.
Yeah. But having too few options, I think,
not
would be
good.
the worst.
It is. Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
That's the boat that I'm normally in.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. It's like we had a few good patterns that were consistent.
Yeah.
That everybody had.
Yeah.
We fall back on that.
Yeah. Did you ever think at any point, what can we do different that other teams might be doing, or not?
I don't know.
You just try to figure out what works.
Figure out
for
what
you,
works.
and
Some days it was tough.
Yeah.
Like it was like you'd go out there one day and you'd catch a bunch, and you go out there the next day and it's just because it rained.
Yeah.
Like every single day we were out there, so it was always different.
Yeah. Yeah.
They might be eating dries. They might eat junk. They might eat nymphs. You never know.
Yeah. So the tournament gets started. You guys have practiced. You got your all-star fly box. You're all tied up. Every night, everybody tying?
Every night.
Yeah.
Yep. Scrambling, trying to get as many done as you can. I was walking around. I was like, who needs what? I was making a list. I got to get them done.
Yeah.
So I just tried to keep the stress off of everybody as the best that I could, So I want them to focus and go into it clear-headed the next day and do the job.
Did the flies that you found that worked over there, were you able to bring any of those back? Have you had any success with them here?
I haven't caught a single fish off those
Is that
flies
right?
here.
Wow.
No.
Wow. And no doubt you've tried them.
I've tried them.
immensely,
Yep,
right?
nothing.
That's crazy.
The dries, I've caught them off the dries, but the nymphs, I ain't caught nothing. Nothing at all.
I love the youth kids when they go on a world championship. I'm like, what'd you use? What'd you find? And a couple of them's been all-stars over here. You know, it's pretty cool. But that's interesting.
I wish they'd work. I mean, I got a whole box of, probably $5,000 box worth of flies.
And a lot of work.
That don't
right?
work. Yeah, it has hours upon hours of work. It just sits there.
Just
looks
leave
pretty.
them there for when the next rolls around to the check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the ladies ever go back to the check, if they ever go and compete over there, I'm just going to give them the box. Here you go.
You're ready to roll. Boy, that'd be nice. So the tournament starts, and so what are you doing during the tournament?
So Glade and I, we would drive around, and whoever was closest, we would go and walk their beats and talk strategies, and after that, Glade would take me and drop me off at the lake. I think it was Limpno 2. So it was a big reservoir. And I'd get dropped off and have my binoculars, and I had a notepad, and I would see where people were catching fish, which line they were catching fish in, what type of line. because it's kind of hard to tell what type of line because some people dye their own lines.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you have to watch and see if it lands hard or if it lands soft.
Oh, yeah.
And then if their bugs splash, you know, they're throwing a tungsten, or if they land soft, it's unweighted.
Okay.
So, and then retrievals, strip retrieves.
Now, I will say, I mean, every now and then we'll try to throw people off with the strip.
Oh,
you know
fake
what I
strip.
mean?
Yeah, fake strip.
Yeah. So I'd say
like
I don't know
hand
if they
twist,
do that or not.
hand twist, but not move it. You know what I mean?
Right. Or strip the, and not move it at all. You know? Yeah.
But I was doing that, and you know, just trying to pay as close attention as I can, and then, I mean, I would take 2 or 3 pages of notes a day, and then we'd have a meeting at night after lunch, and everybody would read it who was on the lake the next day.
So you guys did pretty well on the lake, didn't you?
Did pretty good.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty
good job then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, did you get to practice at all on the lakes?
No, we had there was this one. It was kind of like a pond.
Yeah.
So we had like a bank session.
Okay.
It was pretty fun.
Okay.
There were some big ones in there.
I like lake fishing.
I do too.
It's just different.
I just ain't good at
different. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. We just don't get to practice it a lot.
We don't have a lot of lakes around
Yeah.
here that are consistently stocked. That has wild. We have one, Tennessee.
And
when
it is stocked, I mean, it's not real hard to catch them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, I love going out west and fishing the lakes, especially like for cutthroat lakes.
Oh,
I love those. But, Henry's Fort or the
Henry's Lake.
Henry's Lake.
It's got some big cutthroats in it.
Oh, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So, and then you guys, I remember Michael said you basically told him exactly where the fish were.
Yeah, we got to Limpno too that morning, and I was like, Michael, I don't know how to word it, but I try to keep quiet around others so they don't know what I'm saying, you know, because they try to listen into what your intel is. So I was like, let's go walk up the railroad tracks a little bit. So we went up there, and I was like, here it is. I was like, I'd go down to the put in, and I'd come back up, and, you know, and the rest was him. He just figured it out.
Found the pod and just tried to stay
I
on
was
the
watching,
pod.
I was like, goodness, man. Michael's good.
He's wearing them out.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool.
Every time he'd hook one, I'd be over shaking my head. He'd be over grinning. I was like, yeah, you're going to get it.
Yeah. Well, it's a team effort, you know. I mean, needed the intel, needed the notes, and
I was so happy for everybody.
Yeah.
It was
bronze medal. Now, did you? I mean, we've talked about in my podcast with Bradley about the highs and the lows, you know, because you guys started out on fire.
It was like we were first place for 3 days, I think.
Yeah.
2 days, 3 days.
And then dropped to like fifth. It's had just a terrible
day. I was like,
day.
oh, geez.
Yeah.
And
then came back. But I mean, it's a mental battle, right?
Devin gave us a good pep talk one night, and I mean, it fired everybody back up.
Yeah,
you know?
good.
It's like turning the leaf over. So that's what we did. And we went and tied some flies, and boy, it did it.
That's what, and you have to do that. There's no choice, right? You just
you can't.
How many times have you been in a tournament, Austin, and maybe you drop a big fish, or you have, or maybe you got to have this fish and you drop it, and then you well, I've done it before. You can't get it out of your head. Like I'm like, well, this tournament's not going to be as good as it could have been because I screwed this up or that, and then I just kind of quit. You know, I've done that before, and
you kind of just give up.
You learn that, and this is kind of the progression of learning to fly fish is like
making mistakes.
And because you beat yourself up, you lost the tournament. You could have won. Had you not beat yourself up and kept going, you would have podiumed or you would have done this. So I learned you have to absolutely forget that. Just wipe it off and keep going, you know.
Ben Van Devender, I had the worst mental game.
Yeah.
And he coached me through that, and it took about a year. Like, I would lose fish. I would lose it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. And then another thing is like fighting fish. You keep it on there, you're like, I'm going to lose it, I'm going to lose it, I'm going to lose it. You start messing up.
Yeah.
Nah, you hook it and you get in the net, you know. And I've always learned that if you drop one, never happened. cast again. The faster your flies are back in the water, the more fish you can produce. Never happened. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned over the years from Ben that changed a lot of stuff is mental games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's huge. It's a
Big.
huge piece of it.
And you got to think, like, if it's tough on everybody else and you're having a tough time, if it's tough on you, it's tough everybody.
Yeah. And it's how everyone handles it, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's
You got to
really
be you got to be mentally tough to do these competitions at a high level.
Yeah. Well, I lost my train of thought, but
Kind of got off track there for a minute.
it's so huge, and I think it's probably the case in many sports and activities, but with fly fishing, so I had my nephew was joining the Army or the Navy. It was the Navy. I can't mess that up. They get really upset about that when you confuse the two. And he had a buddy came up with him. They went fishing with me, and my nephew and my son. They're just alike. They're laid back. I mean, they're not getting a hurry. They're not rushing, and everything just kind of comes easy to them. And fly fishing comes really easy to them because they're just laid back and methodical. And his buddy's in the back, and he's bulked up and getting ready to go in the military. And the more fish my nephew caught, the more I'd hear the kid in the back go, just whack, trying to force everything. And my nephew just sitting down and catching fish. And you just can't, some things you just can't force. And when you're timed, it kind of pushes you into forcing things, And I think for me, that's a big mental aspect to get over. Michael talks about you're just fishing and try to have fun.
Yeah.
But when you try to force or rush things,
Mistakes
fly
are made.
Fishing seems like it just has a natural rhythm, and you just have to get in that rhythm. You know what I mean? And you get in a groove. And
I agree with that.
You know what I'm talking about when you get in that groove, when just think.
Get in the zone.
You get in the zone, and fish are coming to the net, and you're just in a groove.
Such a good feeling too.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I'm in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah. Yeah, and no doubt you've had a lot of those because you've had a lot of success. Yeah.
Very blessed.
Now you've got a big tournament coming up, all right?
Nationals. Yep. Nationals. I fly out September 7th.
Okay.
And I return, I think the 18th of September.
Right.
Yep.
So how many days you get to practice before you?
I think 6.
6 days.
Yep.
Okay.
I
That's
think
good.
the Monday, the day after I land, Sheridan Lake.
Okay.
Can practice Sheridan. And
you got boats lined up too to practice.
I think there's a few there. It's first come, first serve. So the guy said that most of the time people bring their own boats.
Yeah.
So I got to get there early to make sure I get a boat.
Okay.
And then I think I'm just going to fish Henry's Fork a few days, and then the Grays. I think we're going to go with the team. I think on the 13th.
Okay.
The day of the meeting.
So is the team staying together?
I think we're just like all over the place. I think Trevor might stay at the hotel. I think Laramie, I don't know where Laramie's staying, and Madoka's got her a place, and then I think Nick's staying at an Airbnb or something.
All right.
Yeah, so we're kind of. I'd like to have a meeting every night. Would be.
I guess I was thinking about kind of because there'll be teams, and there'll be a Team USA 1 and 2, right? Mm-hmm. I guess I was thinking about that, but you don't have the draw yet, I guess.
No draw yet. No. We got the teams figured out.
Okay.
So I think there's 6 teams.
Okay.
So 6 people per flight.
Yeah. So who's on your team?
It's myself, Trevor Kunkel, Madoka, and then Laramie.
Okay.
And then Nick Philippek. We call him RF. I don't know how to say his last
Well,
name.
I can't either. But he's a good angler.
Yeah, he's really good.
All those guys.
Really good on the lakes.
All those guys and gals.
All the guys and girls. Yep. They're pretty good.
Well, that's awesome, man. So you've been working hard at preparing?
Yeah. I've fished every other day, trying to go work on some stuff that I'm not really confident in.
Yeah.
So I know the water when the youth and the women were in Idaho, it was up pretty high.
Yeah.
So I've been going and trying to throw heavier beads to figure stuff out, but then who knows, it might be low when I get there. But
yeah.
I'm pretty confident in, lighter bugs and lower flows.
Yeah.
Shallower waters.
Well, you fished the Nantahala on high water plenty of times.
I love it. That's my favorite river, man. High water is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of scary wading it sometimes, but you get out there, you can get some good fish.
Yeah. Well, you've got a couple of new rods that might help you, right?
They're pretty nice. Good tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that today.
We fished a little bit this morning, I think I'm really rooting for you. I think you'll do well. Got a lot of friends fishing in the world or the national championship, and it's pretty cool. But I guess the world championship is next year at the same venues, right?
Same venues.
So this is
practice.
This is kind of cool. Yeah, we should have one up on them, I guess,
I hope so.
once, right?
Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time it was in the U.S. Maybe Colorado, many years ago. I think
so.
I remember because I remember the Spanish talking about the Eagle, the Eagle River. Well, hey, I've enjoyed it, man, and thanks for doing a podcast with us and learning more about you and sharing some information and how you kind of approach the water. I mean, those are gold nuggets, man. I hope people at home can apply that to maybe their home waters and catch a few more fish, And good luck at Nationals.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll see y'all next time.